Greetings Internet, Didier here again with my friend and lover, Ryan Lewis. We are going over our third style, Namekian Style. We're going in order, set 2 breakdown. We're having a lot of fun and we're talking about all the cards. So what do you think happened with Namekian in this set, Ryan?
Namekian, I don't know what they did. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
In a word, dislike.
Let's probably start with the best card that Namekian got
Namekian
in this style.
Burst.
Yeah, Namekian Confident
I
Burst.
think this card alone could make Gohan Namekian better than Piccolo Namekian. It's an energy attack and it hits. You get to search your life deck or discard pile for 2 allies and place them play at their highest power
at
stage.
fall, which is
with Chi-Chi and the new Piccolo ally.
Yeah, Chi-Chi Piccolo.
Tien, Bulma, Yamcha, Chaozu.
Yeah.
You could actually use his effect right away. It's the only ally support card it needed. I mean, it has overpowering attack like every other deck does.
Namekian has 2 cards now that support allies. You know, it has flinch when you rejuvenate it.
Oh yeah, the energy block, I think.
Physical block.
Physical block, yeah. You can play an ally at 3 above.
Yep, and then it has this card as well. You know, for everyone, anyone can get an ally from the life deck if they so wish. And Gohan, and an important distinction is for Gohan, this actually says and. You can get him from either zone, search both zones, and get up to, you know, 2 from any zone. The next rare that it got is Namekian Hiney, which is a decent card. It's another one of those cards that have additional effects when you have a lot of Dragon Balls in play. My only problem with this card is it's weak. It's great that it becomes unstoppable when you have Dragon Balls out. It gives you an anger, but it only does a flat 5.
And Namekian doesn't have a lot of mods as far as cards go. I mean, unless you're counting personality powers, but just for like, you know, drills and the other mods, even like effects that last for the remainder of combat, it doesn't have a whole lot of mods. 5 is usually just going to be 5. One thing that Namekian needs is board control. It got that in Namekian Clash. Doesn't get rid
such
of allies,
a great card.
but it does get rid of a setup or drill if you performed a previous physical attack. Doesn't even say it's successful. You just have to have performed a physical attack prior in the combat.
And there's not that many cards that get rid of setups right now.
Correct. I still wish it would have been a little more like Blue Betrayal and been able to affect an ally also. Otherwise, Namekian's still the only deck that doesn't have a secondary attack card or a card with a secondary effect to get rid of an ally. But it's close because it does get rid of a setup or a drill, which can be as impactful as allies.
Yeah, and with you know, the new heroic setup, the new heroic ultra rare, every style got really strong setups in this, and there are not that many cards that get rid of setups. It kind of sucks that, you know, this is kind of pigeonholed into Namekian physical decks. Namekian energy decks don't really have anything.
I mean, I would still run this because even in a Namekian energy deck, you still run a handful of physicals. You still run sidekick.
How are you gonna activate it?
Throw.
You only have 3 other cards in your hand. Yeah, but you have to have one of those other cards in your hand.
A good Namekian deck should run like, I think mine has like 18 energies and 12 physicals. You got Devastating Blow. There's at least 3 Namekian physical attacks. I run 3 of each that rejuvenate or shuffle cards plus Devastating Blow. So yeah, I run 12 physicals.
Okay, I mean, respectable.
Personality powers, Nail and Gohan both have physical attacks from their powers.
That's true. I mean, Gohan level 3, Nail level 1. Yeah, so not bad. You know, you can activate it in several different ways. I think Piccolo's going to have some difficulty activating it.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is that, you know, with this whole Dragon Ball manipulation thing, you're going to be wanting to crutch on Namek Dragon Ball 4 in order to be your kind of board control there.
Yeah, but again, even the problem with that is with the manipulation effects they made in the set, they all get put into play. There's not a single one that plays a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and that's definitely a hole. They should have came out with a If you want Namekian to be the Dragon Ball manipulation style, they got to be able to activate the frickin' Dragon Ball abilities.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing you're going to be able to do is put it back in your hand and then not use one of the effects to put it into play. You'll have to save it till next turn and use it again, which, don't get me wrong, isn't bad at all, because like you said, you can reuse 4, you can reuse 2, so, you know, but at that point, you're almost wasting the effect by putting it in your hand, and you have to, you know, hold it till next turn.
Yeah, but there should have been a Namekian card. There should have been like a rare, you know, it had some cost, and then you can play a Dragon Ball from your hand. Actually play a Dragon Ball from your hand, not just place it into play.
Yeah, I mean, Namekian already has the one setup that does get the, you know, it's a Dragon Ball Searcher, and of course it does have Dragon Ball Radar, so it does have 2 cards that can play Dragon Balls.
But those are only from the life deck, though.
Yeah.
We want Dragon Ball manipulation from the hand during combat, you know. Another one of the rares that it got was Namekian Backhand, which is just kind of a reprint from the old game. A reprint reverberation, much better than what it was in the old game, Namekian Combo, which was a triple physical for 3.
Reprint, call it that, can't be prevented.
Yeah, it can't be prevented.
Or redirected to allies.
Triple physical, can't be prevented. It's just gonna, in like a Nail deck.
Again, I see, Gohan level 2 with the +2 life, or Nail level 3 with the +3 mod.
Or Nail level 2, you know, either they're gonna be taking 3 unpreventable damage, or they're gonna be taking 2 unpreventable damage. Either 2 or 3, so
Yeah.
So really good. So Namekian physical is going to be a thing. You know, just with this card alone, it has a triple physical now. No other style has that. Another rare card that it got is just trying to give Gohan something. We know, I think we probably everyone, every single YouTuber, every single person in the world said Gohan blows. They heard us. They gave him so much support in set 2, and this is one of those cards. Namekian Cutoff.
Destroy a drill if your MP's Gohan, and you have Piccolo in play, so it is a little contingent, but you get to discard all their drills instead. I see this definitely being used in Gohan. I'm not saying necessarily 3 of, but...
Of course, yeah. So this is kind of, I mean, with Confident Burst, you can play Piccolo for free. Well, not for free, it has to hit, but you can play him from anywhere at full. So, you know, this is kind of like a weak remake of Namekian Friendship from the old game. I don't want to call it that because Namekian Friendship in the old game was like a staple card, and it was amazing. It discarded all setups and all drills. This is only drills. So it's only going to help you against, like, you know, blue, orange, some red decks. I mean, if you're Gohan, I feel like you're going to want to run at least one of this. Just it can clear all drills. If they have 2 or 3 drills in play, you're going to be an advantage by playing this card. Moving on, probably the best uncommon that it got, and the one that's gonna make you want to manipulate Dragon Balls, is Namekian Jump Kick. So it's a physical attack, and if you have a Dragon Ball in your hand, you can drop it from your hand to draw a card. You'll have to banish this card after use, but who cares? You're getting a free card. Playing a Namekian deck with 7 Dragon Balls. A problem with Namekian was, you know, you get entered on, you draw into 2 Dragon Balls.
Yes, one of the reasons I didn't run all 7 in my version.
Basically kills you that combat. You know, they're unusable cards. In your physical deck, if you play Dragon Balls, you're going to want to play this card just so, you know, defensively in combat, if you drop a Dragon Ball, you can just draw a card. Even if you want to go on the offensive and you draw like a mediocre Dragon Ball, like it's early game and you draw a Dragon Ball 7 or Dragon Ball 2, you can then enter combat with that Dragon Ball in your hand, drop it for this card to cycle and get another card into your hand. So there are tons of options with this card. This card is the card that actually makes Dragon Manipulation possible. Getting an extra card in your hand, a free card. This is a terrible effect.
I know.
This is terrible. The fuck is this card?
Let's go to the video. No, but seriously, this card is terrible. We're talking about Namekian Patient.
Namekian Patient block. What is it, an energy block? It is an energy block. Of course. Why are you releasing energy blocks that have mediocre effects? And this is an event too, so you're not even going to gain like an advantage. Like, oh, it's an energy combat. You can get it with, you know, overtime or whatnot. This is an event, so it doesn't even have that going for it. It can be sphered just like Namekian Hybrid Defense, which is like 1,000,000 times better than this card. I don't think this card is going to be played at all. This is too situational. They need to have a Dragon Ball or ally in play. Your next attack needs to hit. You need to have an additional attack. They need to not have a sphere. They need an energy attack. It's like the stars align and then critical damage will swing you the game.
Another one that, I don't know, that I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on is the drill, Namekian Shocking Drill.
Yeah, they had potential with this. They could have did things
It's
with
just,
this.
you know, once per combat, because it's a power, you can put in play a Dragon Ball from your hand. Again, we were talking about this earlier. You can't play the Dragon Ball. You can place it into play. I just don't see the point. I'd rather use one of the effects to discard it to get a mediocre effect instead of putting it into play and not getting to use its effects. I'd rather hold it till next turn to be able to play it and use its Dragon Ball's effects again. Putting it into play without using the effects is just, it'll facilitate you, again, putting it back into your hand maybe for another mediocre effect with another
mediocre effect.
Ain't no
Look at me combo and use mediocre effects. Oh. But there's just not enough cards that play off of Dragon Balls being in play. No. But like, really, what you should have did with this card is you should have said, you know, place into play a Dragon Ball from your hand in order to gain 5 stages. Or place into play a Dragon Ball into your hand in order to use a critical damage effect. Like, you could have done like other things.
Yeah, have some benefit of not getting to use Dragon Ball's power.
Yeah,
I can see that.
There could have been other things, but, you know, just placing into play Dragon Ball, unless there are some serious cards that bounce Dragon Balls. So there were tons of different ways you could have did this, tons of different options that you had.
Drop the ball.
Drop the ball. Yeah, what are you doing?
Ball's down there.
Yeah, it's Namekian Shocking Drill.
Yep.
We're going to kind of disagree on this card. You know, Namekian Hurried Quest, you're going to need 2 Dragon Balls in play at least to activate this card. It does give you the option to bounce one of your opponent's Dragon Balls into his hand. But, you know, the main thing that you're going to be getting with this card is you bounce a Dragon Ball in play to its owner's hand in order to use the immediate effects of any Dragon Ball in play and then take that Dragon Ball and put it to its owner's hand. Mm-hmm. So you get to, hey, it's a card that lets you use the immediate effects of a Dragon Ball. Yay!
I would much rather have, like, an
Onslaught.
Onslaught, yeah. I'd rather have that. Again, it's almost a stipulation you have 2 in play, but I'd rather do the extra 1 for 4 rejuvenate one.
I mean, it really depends on what Dragon Ball effect you're using. And a single Dragon Ball effect can just win you the game. You know, 7 can put time on top and back of your deck. 5 gives you a card 5 stages, which is extremely useful, and 2 anger in combat. So, I mean, and 3 can, you know, all those Dragon Balls you have in your hand.
I can see that could be ideal.
You use 3, and then you can put those Dragon Balls onto the bottom of your life deck then.
I'm just thinking if you copy 7, put it back into your hand so that you can set up your next 3 draw, and then you can play 7 again to stack 3 more.
And then plus mill 4 each time. That's 8 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that, but still, it's just...
I'm just saying, like, I think you're kind of hating on the Dragon Ball manipulation. I think we're going to see some wanky Namekian decks.
Wanky, that's a word, yes.
Yeah, but this is the second card that allows you to use the immediate effects of a Dragon Ball in play. You know, you have Namekian Targeting Strike, which is, you know, it has to hit. So this one, you just need 2 Dragon Balls in play. So it's
Targeting Strike, I'm surprised, I think is a very underused card. I think it's almost a staple.
I played in my Namekian deck.
I do too. I think a lot of people overlook it though.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's won me games. Moving on to the commons, we have a kind of really the common Namekian cards mostly are uninteresting. I don't really like any of them.
Trailed off pretty quick there.
Yeah. Namekian Quick Shot, Energy Attack. This is a terrible card. No. You know what? I was about to say it was decent. No, it's terrible.
It does 2 life cards.
2 life cards of damage.
No, it's
2 life cards of damage, and then you can discard a Dragon Ball from your hand to capture a Dragon Ball.
If you have like 3 Dragon Balls in play, and then you use Hurried Quest to you know, put 2 of them in your hand, then you capture another one. I don't know.
Okay, so it's a capture ability. It's good in the mirror.
That's like the theme of Namekian. It's like, I don't know.
It's his first captured ability. That's an important thing to know.
Namekian's first capture, yes. Yeah. Blue has one.
Yeah, so it's Namekian's first captured ability. It does 2 life cards of damage. 2 life cards. It had to just do 2, but yeah, we're just moving on. That's a terrible card. Maybe in a Dragon Ball deck it will get used just to have an immediate capture ability effect. Not bad, you know. If you were in a Namekian Dragon Ball deck, you actually have this as an option now. There's that. 2 life cards.
There's that. The next card, at first glance, I thought was decent because I thought it was a 1 for 5. And then I read it again and realized it did 5 stages.
I think this card's pretty good. Namekian Energy Beams, it is 1 for 5. Like, even though it just does power stages, it still does 5 damage total.
Does it have another mediocre effect?
No, it's actually pretty decent. You discard a Dragon Ball from your hand to make it so your attacks cannot be prevented for the remainder of combat.
So that's not slightly bad. Above mediocre, I guess.
No, not bad. It's 1 for 5, and then you can stop. But the thing is that you have to keep in mind, sure, it's a decent effect, but you're trading a card from your hand just to make it so your other attacks can do extra damage. So you're using 2 cards to make it
unpreventable. They can still be stopped too.
Yeah, right. But, you know, it's not bad. Really, it's not going to be like I don't think too many Namekian decks are going to be playing this.
Card,
yeah, no. A lot of mediocrity in these Namekian cards, I would say.
There's like 3 good cards, and they're for Gohan, so that's
So, common that's actually not only a decent card, but we'll definitely see some plays, Namekian Short Kick. So it's a physical attack doing 5 stages. So if you bounce a Dragon Ball you control back into your hand, your anger can't be lowered by card effects for the remainder of combat.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. You know, there's nothing in Namekian that does a similar effect to that right now. So they'll still be able to lower your anger by critical damage, because that's not a card effect, that's a gameplay mechanic. Even cards that say use critical damage, it's not the card that's lowering your anger, it's the critical damage effect.
Yeah, so that makes it a lot less good.
Yeah, it does. Right. Hey, everyone plays Devastating Blow, so. Another card that Namekian got, pushing forward the physical idea of Namekian, is Namekian Lift. It's physical for 5 stages, again, flat damage, no modifiers, which is kind of upsetting to me, you know? The immediate effect of this card is that you can, again, bounce a Dragon Ball you control into your hand, and then your other attacks do +1 damage for the remainder of combat. It really blows that it doesn't affect itself. Yeah. It should at least affect itself. It's only 1.
+1, I mean, I don't think that's worth it. Like you said, it's for the other attacks, not for itself. How many more
attacks have to open with this.
How many more attacks are you going to do? I mean, realistically, 3, 4 more attacks maybe after that?
It is all others, so you can, you know, buff ally damage with it, and Gohan might make use of that, you know? Yeah, Namekian Chin Grab, definitely a solid card. You know, they want to push Namekian to do physicals. You got that triple physical that we talked about earlier, and this card is just going to be like a bread and butter attack.
I guess I could see a staple in any Namekian deck just because.
Physical deck.
No, any deck. Even in an energy deck, because because it's a physical attack. This one actually does some damage.
Does +3.
It's attack +3, but it's rejuvenate 1, hit rejuvenate 1.
Yeah.
So in any deck, it's 1 anger, potential for 2 anger. I see that even in the energy decks being used.
There's the Crushing Slam.
Crushing Slam,
Yeah, that one, this might replace that in
that.
all the Namekian decks, because it's the potential for 2 anger. That's amazing. Yeah, definitely good. So probably going to replace that. Namekian forearm block, a decent ability. It's a physical block. It does give you an anger, so that's good. And then, again, you can discard a Dragon Ball from your hand, and if you do, the remainder of combat, all your physicals are going to be doing +1 damage. It only buffs your physical damage, so it has to be in a Namekian physical deck, and you have to drop a Dragon Ball from your hand.
Again, it is a Dragon Ball, and again, it only does 1 if it was 2 or 3.
You're dropping a card from your hand. Why am I only getting a +1 mod?
Yeah.
Why? It's a Dragon Ball. Like, I want to use that next turn. I don't want to discard it from my hand to get an extra 3 damage.
Right?
So in that regard, it did get Namekian did get a common card that does a similar effect that is actually probably will see some play. Namekian self-training, it's a setup so you can have it sit out.
Piccolo's everywhere. I love this picture.
So alone you can make your attacks, you can make your physicals do +1. If you discard a Dragon Ball, you can make them do +3. I see people playing the forearm block because it gains an anger. And really, just that it's a physical block that gains an anger is almost the only reason that it will see play. But this card will actually facilitate the idea of physical beatdown, Dragon Ball manipulation, and actually having a usable ability in combat. +3 to all your physicals. Use that triple physical. +6, +6, +6. Well, 6, 6, 6. 6, 6, 6. Namekian decks. How do we think that, each... So there's 3 possibilities for Namekian now. Piccolo, Nail, and Gohan. What are they doing?
We did our discussion on personalities before. I mean, Nail Namekian, sure. I think Nail would be more advantageous in black. I do. I don't think Nail is a popular Namekian choice. I think he's the weakest.
Namekian physical. I think he's going to be good in Namekian physical.
I think Gohan physical with some allies. That's what I think. Just allies as a backup with the blocks. Chi-Chi, Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, even Chaozu, fuck it.
See, I think that, and that's good that you said that, because I think Gohan will be our physical beatdown deck for allies. Nail is going to be our physical beatdown deck for Dragon Balls.
And so you got 3 almost very distinctive, different types of decks.
Piccolo is still going to be the MPPV, Namekian deck. I don't think anyone's going to contest him there.
Power hit gains 2 anger, and Piccolo's weighted clothing gains 2 anger. So Nail could be, and none of Nail's personality powers rejuvenate or anything, do they? So Nail could be the slowest one, and as far as getting up the levels go.
Right, and that's kind of why I think that he's going to be like a physical deck. So because you're not going to be leveling to gain the 10 stages, leveling to gain the extra PUR to utilize energies more. So you're just going to have to hit the ground running. At the start of the game, you're going to have to start, putting out the damage. So Namekian Style, they were conservative. They were conservative with this set. They didn't want to give Namekian too big of a boost. They didn't want to help Namekian energy. They didn't want to give him too much Dragon Ball manipulation. But they wanted to, make that a deck. Make you want to play a Namekian Dragon Ball deck, Dragon Ball Victory. Yeah. Make you want to bounce Dragon Balls and do crazy, kind of something like Orange is doing with drills.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it flavor. Don't get me wrong.